second. Hi guys, welcome back to Tarot Thursdays with Uma. Sorry, I had like a little tickle in my throat. And every time we have to go live on YouTube, we always want to just come out here and pop out with like that pizzazz. But for some reason this morning, I had a little tickle in my throat. And I hope it's nothing serious because I have a super, super important weekend coming up. But we will get through it. Welcome in. This is Tarot Thursdays with Uma. I am here every Thursday with you guys, chopping it up, talking about all things tarot and also doing readings. So if you are watching this live on YouTube, you can get a reading. If you are watching this live on Meet Me, you can get a reading too. So for those of you that are on Meet Me at around 12:30, we're going to do the readings part of this programming. And it's a 1K wheel. We have a new 1K wheel. And for those of you on YouTube, it is $22.22 to the Cash App. So if you're watching live, just let me know if you want a reading and I will give you my Cash App info. Today, we are still continuing our journey through the minor arcana, and we are continuing with the suit of wands. So for those of you that don't know, tarot is split up into different components. We have 78 cards in total, and 22 of those cards make up the major arcana, and 56 of those cards make up the minor arcana. The minor arcana is further divided into 4 suits. We have pentacles, cups, wands, and swords. Okay, so we already did the pentacles and the cups suit. Today we are doing the wands. And next week, we end the minor arcana, our journey through the minor arcana with the swords. Now, for my deck, I am a tarot card reader, a professional tarot card reader, and I'm also a metaphysical mentor. I teach people how to read the cards. And I will tell you that the card deck that I use is the Angel Tarot deck by Radley Valentine. So my deck has wands as fire. So if you keep hearing me say fire or, just because I'm trying to stay with the wands, that's why. Okay, just so there's no confusion as we go through this this talk. The wands is represented by fire in this deck, but I want you guys to know something. Once you become a tarot card reader, it doesn't matter which deck that you have because tarot follows the same guidelines. Oracle cards are a little bit different, but with tarot, the decks stay the same. The layout of the decks stay the same, regardless of the painting, the illustrations, or the words they use to call the different suits of the minor arcana. It is still the same. So that's why, like when I teach people, sometimes they bring the same deck that I have, and sometimes they bring their own deck, but it's okay. Once you learn it, you learn it. So I wanted to read for you from my tarot card book, the one that I use, what the suit of wands is. So the suit of wands represents our ideas and inspirations. It's where we feel passion, display amazing creativity, and set our dreams into motions. This element corresponds to our career, our art, adventure in life, risk-taking, and self-development. Wands can also represent any of our passions. So in this deck, they chose the fire cards to represent wands with dragons on them because dragons are the symbol of the suit because of their fiery nature and their iconic place in our imaginations. So when I think about the wands, I think about energy, the energy you bring or don't bring to situations. And that's how I interpret the wands. So we're going to go through each of these cards and I'm going to explain if you get this card in a reading, what this card means. All right. So the first card is the Ace of Fire, Ace of Wands. And the one thing you want to know is couple your numerology understanding with your tarot reading. It makes it so much easier to learn tarot. Aces are new beginnings. It's the beginning of something. So with the wands, we have energy. So that's an exciting place to be. And that's why the Ace of Wands is usually depicted as some sort of exciting new opportunity coming your way. This could be in the area of your career. It could even be in your relationships. Even though the cups are about your relationships, it could be a new love relationship, love interest coming your way, maybe a bit of flirtation with someone new. But the idea here, you guys pick up on it, right? New, new, new. So, Ace of Fire kicks us off with this idea of something exciting coming your way. Two of Fire, Two of Wands. Two is a number of cooperation, partnership, harmony. So, with Two of Wands or Two of Fire, we have the idea about partnerships. Now, this is again about your career, right? Your ambitions, your plans. So, this can mean partnering with someone in business, a collaboration, maybe signing a business contract, going into business with someone. But moving forward, right? Because we went from the ace, which is all about you and your development, into the two of wands, which is more about you coming into your own energy and wanting to expand. And usually when we want to expand, what do? Right? Times two. So that's a two of fire. It's an energy of coming into your own and then also trying to work with other people or collaborate with them to create something bigger. Three in numerology is a number of creative expression. It's the number of the artist. So, three of fire indicates abundance because when you have expression of energy, you're creating, right? Whatever it is that you're creating, and your own original creations tend to be rewarded in this universe. So when you get the three of fire card, this is saying you're on the right track, abundance is coming to you, but it's not quite here just yet. All right. So it's on its way to you. I like to get the three of fire card because I'm always coming up with new ideas. I'm a content creator. I create my classes for my students, I create services for my clients, and I love creating. And when I get this card, it's just a reminder to me, keep doing what you're doing, Uma. You're on the right path. It may not pay out now, but it will pay out in time. Okay. So I like to tell people when I get this card for them, have patience. It's a good idea to make long-term plans because you are definitely on the right path. So that is the three of fire. Now the four of fire, four is the number of foundations. So four of fire is going to mean you have arrived, right? That is the contentment that you've been seeking from all your creations. That is the abundance you're expecting from creating things and putting it out into the world and wanting people to buy that from you, right? So it can also indicate a happy home life. I like to call the four of fire card my marriage card, because in traditional tarot, the Rider-Waite deck, it has a picture of a man and a woman getting married under a trellis, an arch of flowers. So indicating like marital happiness, you know? So, hold on one second, guys. We do report a lot of people in here. And I just want to report this person. There we go. Got it. Okay. When you're streaming live, you always get that, like people that come in and act the fool. So with the four of fire, I love this card because I do a lot of love readings and complicated situationships and whatnot. And, the majority of them end up being, not going to work out, or it's an ending that somebody doesn't want to come to terms with. But every now and then I get some really good news that these people in particular just needed a break from the relationship and there is reconciliation coming. And when I get that four of fire card, that's really a good sign that relationship is going to work out, because this card to me tends to be the path towards happiness and joy in your life. So what is happiness and joy in a relationship? Marriage, right? Long-term partnership. So when I get the four of fire in a reading, I like it because it tells me that this person, you remember three of fire, they're on the right path. So they've been on the right path and now they're going to get the accolades they're looking for. So very, very positive card. Now in complete opposition, we have the five of fire. And this is a difficult card because five of wands, five is a number of change, obstacles, challenges. You know what I'm saying? And with the five of fire, this can indicate that competing goals, conflict with yourself, conflict with other people, just being bothered, irritated. So if I get the five of fire card for someone in a reading, it's telling me that they don't have patience, they might be agitated, they might be irritated, or they might be fighting with other people. So it's a good way for me to kind of gauge where a person is at in a reading and to know how to give them advice to move forward. Because remember, this is lower energy, fighting with other people, fighting within yourself. And if we want to manifest the life we're creating, we want to stay at a high vibration, right? So the five of fire is here to tell you, check on your energy. It's not in a good place. And you want to kind of recreate it to be in a more positive place. All right. Now, six of fire, six of wands is an amazingly positive card because six of wands is called the victory card. As you can see from my card, six of fire, we have a man coming in on a white horse. There's a women on the ground throwing him rose petals. He clearly won some kind of battle. So with the six of fire, it comes after the five of fire, which tells me that you've won the battle, whether this is winning the battle within yourself or winning the battle with against other people. It is a victory coming to you. So we like to say with the six of fire that you have good news coming your way, or it can also mean public recognition, like people recognizing you for the good work that you have done, whatever that good work may be. So six of fire, a very positive card. Seven of fire, seven is the number of introspection and reflection. So when you get the seven of fire card, this is about you reflecting on your energy and making sure that you choose your battles. You don't want to be this like angry dragon out here, just kind of, you know, decimating everybody in your path. You don't want to be that person. You want to be the person that is very logical and analytical and you think things through. So when you get the seven of fire, it's pretty much a message of saying there might be people coming at you and you might want to fight all of them, but don't. Conserve your energy, choose who you pick a battle with, and there's ways to defend your beliefs and decisions without having to fight people. A lot of times I just say to people, if people disagree with me, I just say, you know what, we can agree to disagree. You don't see it my way. And I'm good with that because I'm going to still do it my way. And I don't really need your permission, respectfully, to agree with me about how I'm going to do it. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to live my life. So I don't need to fight with you about this. That's a way of diffusing an argument. And seven of fire is that energy. It's about being strong and true to who you are, but also not having to like force that down people's throats, right? Like just kind of be like, hey, this is who I am. I'm sorry you don't like it, but that's really not my concern. I'm going to keep doing who I am, right? So that is the energy of seven of fire. Now, eight of fire, eight is the infinity symbol on this side. Eight is a number of abundance. It's a number of a lot of things happening, good things coming in. It's that infinity symbol. So when you have eight of fire, an abundance of that fire energy, right? What's going to happen? Things are going to move quickly. So the energy of eight of fire, eight of wands is many things happening at once, lots of quick movement, but its delays are over. So you feel excited. It's kind of like that person who wasn't working or unemployed and they get that job and now they have to go to work every day and they don't have time for themselves anymore. And it's just like rush, 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 but they're happy, right? I'm happy to be working. I'm happy to have a job and have an income coming in. So it's a lot of busy work, but you're not upset about it. It's the energy of eight of wands. It's an energy of, I have so much going on, but I am happily motivated and I'm happily doing things that I like to do. So I love the energy of eight of fire. Now, nine of fire is interesting. Nine is an evolved number in numerology. The fire energy is about your energy, your passion. So when I put the nine of fire together, the idea here is for me, boundaries. I'm going to keep creating what I'm creating. And I'm so evolved. I know that what I'm creating is for me. It's not for you. So if you have a disagreement with me, if you don't agree with what I'm doing, that's on you. That has nothing to do with me. And I have that mature sense to realize I don't need your permission, especially if you're not paying my bills, taking care of my kids with me intimately, right? I don't have to listen to you because your opinion is irrelevant in my life. So it's a very evolved, mature energy. If I get a nine of fire for to describe a person, I would say they know who they are. They're creating things for their life. They're not giving up on their dreams, their hopes, their aspirations, and they're just not going to let people tell them what to do or what not to do. Right. So if you don't have that, let's say I'm doing a reading for you and you're a very mousy, person with maybe some low self-esteem. I'm going to say to this person, this is the time for you to have courage in your thoughts, your dreams, and to believe in yourself. Right. And to believe in yourself. Sorry, I think that's my kids. Yep. I see when you're psychic, it comes in handy. Okay. So yeah, sorry. Picking, school, picking up kids, all of that. It doesn't matter if you're streaming. Kids come first. So that's the energy, the nine of fire. It's about putting up your boundaries, defending who you are, defending what you're doing in your life, and just really not really caring about what other people feel or say about it. Right? It's like that's on you. Now, the 10 of fire, 10 is completion. It's endings in numerology. The wands card, remember about energy. So sometimes you can have an excess of energy, right? The 10 of wands talks about the need to slow down. You got too much energy going. You're working too hard. You're stressing yourself out. You're overthinking a situation. So when I get a 10 of wands, 10 of fire card for a reading, the idea is to tell people, like, listen, you need to be more aware of the fact that you're running yourself down. You need to maybe delegate some things, ask people for help, right? You may even develop stress related health concerns because you're overworking, you're not sleeping enough, you're not eating nutritious foods, taking care of yourself. So there could be a problem coming up for you later in life if you don't slow down. Uh, Interestingly enough, a lot of people in the US have stress related health concerns. And isn't that crazy, right? All you got to do is decrease the amount of stress in your life, and then you'll get better. It's just something so simple. But in first world countries, it seems to be like we thrive on stress. And I've been noticing that more and more as I get older. I'm 46 and I'm realizing I can't go at the rate I used to go when I was younger. Because when I was in my 20s, I was a beast out here. Let me tell you, I was working 3 jobs. I had my own apartment. I was on the management track, in the hospital system to become like a full-time high level executive manager in the hospital system. I was like doing really well for myself. And then, I had kids and I moved into that era of my life, the mother era of my life. And it's like now I wanted to go back out there and be that person, but I realized no, the energy is just not there anymore. You had your heyday, you had fun. Now it's time to just be more consistent about your self-care and taking care of yourself. So 10 of fire people, if you get that card a lot showing up for you, please take care of yourself. It's your spirit guides just gently wanting you to know some self-care is needed. So we went through the numbers 1 through 10 in the wands suit. We still have to do the court cards. The court cards are the king, the queen, the knight, and the page. And I'm going to go through this quickly because I do plan to do a separate talk about the people of tarot. So very quickly, page of fire, pages tend to be young. So this is like a new opportunity coming in. I equate the page of wands with the ace of wands. It's a new beginning. It's something new and exciting coming in. So your spirit guides are letting you know, be prepared. You have a new opportunity coming in. The knight of wands, knight of fire, also that same energy of that ace and page energy about things that are happening and moving quickly, and it's time for you to put your attention on this because time is of the essence. Queens tend to be nurturing, but the queen of fire, she's interesting, because she's somebody who's very self-confident and but she's not aggressive. You know, she's a confident woman. She's graceful. She's intelligent. And she's here to tell you to stretch your wings and fly, for you to believe in your dreams and to stop thinking about your dreams. It's time to start manifesting your dreams, right? So when we get the Queen of Fire energy, she is caring about you. Because all the queens are nurturers. So with the Queen of Wands, she's more about nurturing you by being that, like, that coach, that life coach, that best friend, you know, who's telling you, look, you got to do this. It's time for you to stretch your wings, to fly. It's time for you to assert your independence, to show your creativity. She's like your cheerleader, right? So when I get the Queen of Wands showing up, it's like, okay, what are the ideas that you've been sitting on that you haven't really fully addressed or brought out into the world? That's the kind of energy. Like, I actually had her show up in my personal, I do readings on myself every day. And I had her show up in my personal readings last week because I have a program, a new program that I just rolled out this week. It's the Lotus Bloom 4-week emotional intelligence program. I really put my heart and soul into this because I have been talking about emotional intelligence is needed in this world because the whole world is a matrix. If you don't know by now, you're part of the problem. The whole world is a matrix, and the matrix is designed to get reactions out of you. I've been saying this for years, and I've learned that your superpower, the way you can control how, you know, the matrix works for you, is by developing emotional intelligence, developing self-awareness, emotional control, learning how to engage in social situations in a proper manner, right? So I've been saying to people, like, have emotional intelligence, learn emotional intelligence so that you can thrive in this world and not just be another dummy, another puppet for the matrix, right? Ooh, thank you, sweet honey. Appreciate that. I love that gift. So beautiful. Thank you. And I've been sitting on this for a while. I've been wanting to do this 4-week emotional intelligence program where I work with people to develop their emotional intelligence. Well, like I said, last week I was doing a reading on myself and I got the Queen of Fire. And what does she do? She says, share your dreams with the world, create. So I did. I created the program. I started advertising it this week, started talking more and more about it to my clients and stuff. And I even offered a special that whoever books it before Friday, they will get 50% off the whole package. Because I have 2 packages, one that you can do online for my people who are not close to me in Virginia, and then people who can do it in person at my center, the Lotus and the Light. So when you get the Queen of Fire showing up in your readings, it's that kind of idea, right? You have an idea, the world needs your idea, follow through with it. Don't be shy. Don't feel afraid or, you know, insignificant, because even if I reach one person with this program and one person signs up, that is one person that is out of the matrix and living for themselves. That makes sense. And then finally, we have the King of Fire. Sorry about my cards, y'all. King of Fire, King of Wands. I know they're all like beaten up and stuff, but you know, this is a very special deck. And I'll tell you why at the end. Well, I can tell you now. Basically, my original teacher was Doreen Virtue before she kind of went off the handle and left this whole thing and became Christian. She was my teacher, and this deck has her name on it because right now they reprint the deck without her name on it, just Radley Valentine. So I love using my cards, and I love the classes that I took with her. And the King of Fire is a card that this king is a leader and he asks you to focus in. So if you get the King of Fire, the King of Wands in a reading, it's asking you, what do you need to be focusing on that you have not been focusing on, that you've been allowing other people to kind of take you off your track, right? It's a recommitment to focusing on the things that are important to you. So the King of Fire is about bringing focus into your life. And also he sides with the Queen of Fire because he's saying you have a vision, communicate it with the world, right? Step up, be a leader. The world needs more leaders, not more followers. And for some reason, you have that leadership calling on you. So what are you going to do? Are you going to cower, or are you going to step up and be the leader you're supposed to be? That's kind of like the energy of the King of Fire. And there you have it. That is the wands or the fire suit. Like I said, my cards are the fire suit. And I wanted to share this with you guys because I feel like so many people have bad ideas about um they have bad ideas about tarot, about psychic abilities and stuff like that. Priya, are you still in here? Because I got to do a reading on you. I have it where when I'm doing live, if people send me a 1K gift on Meet Me, they get a reading. All right. Ask me what your question is, or if you don't have a question, you just want a general message, I can do that too. Okay. So basically, the whole thing about tarot and psychic, I struggled for a long time with coming out and saying that I am a psychic and I teach psychic work and all of that. I struggled for a long time because the religious people of the world will make you feel so wrong about I got you. They'll make you feel so wrong about what you do. But let me say this. I've studied the Bhagavad Gita, the Quran, the Bible, and a lot of other historically spiritual books. And can I tell you something? There is psychic divination, oracle, whatever you want to call it, work in every single one of those books. The only difference is that religious people feel that you had to be like some sort of saint, or you had to be, special to have those abilities. And that's not true. Now, I do believe that, when we were born, out of 100 people, maybe 5 of them are mediums and maybe 60 of them are psychic, right? Because most people are psychic. You just got to develop it. And I do feel that there's some of us that are born with certain abilities. I know for a fact I'm born with certain abilities. I can just see things. I can see patterns. I can see energy. I can speak to people that are not here in physical form. I've been doing this all my life. So this is normal to me. In fact, you know what's funny? My man and I, we just recently started watching a show. We recently started watching a show where there's people that are unalive that, come through in the show to the characters in the show. And he looked at me yesterday and he's like, I have so much respect for you because you see this on a regular basis. I said, yeah, I can have full conversations with people on the other side, and just have full conversations. It's just people, they're just on the other side. And he's like, I couldn't do it. He's like, I couldn't do it. Like that would freak me out. And I said, yeah, it takes some getting used to, you're just sitting there with people having a conversation. Then somebody new just pops up and you realize they're not really real in the real world, but they're real, on the other side. Like it takes some time. I forgot where I was going at that point. I just tend to wander off from time to time. I apologize, guys. But the thing I was saying is that if you find yourself as somebody who is psychic or have psychic abilities, do yourself a favor and do 2 things. One, tune out the religious people, because I'll tell you something. I've actually studied the religious books, like I told you, since I was 10 years old. I've studied the religious books. And most people that are outside here in the real world are religious only by clout. Like it's for clout, because they don't know their religion as well as they should know. And most of them follow in that religious footsteps because of their parents or their lineage. The generations before them, this is the religion that they chose and they all follow it. But a lot of people that claim to be religious are not investing in their religion, because if they actually sat down and read the books, their religious books from beginning to end, they would see that divination and psychic ability is all the way throughout those books. There's so many examples. So it's kind of like ironic, right? The way people come at psychics and mediums and whatnot, because they have no problem attacking psychics and mediums, claiming, it's the good book. But the good book mentions psychics and mediums, and also too, the good book mentions treat your neighbor as you would like them to treat you. Do unto others as you would do unto yourself. And I don't think people would go around, being mean to themselves necessarily. I mean, you could be a special kind of person, but most people aren't mean to themselves. So I just want to throw that out there, because I am a teacher of the divination arts. And a lot of people that come to me for learning, they tend to struggle with this fact that I am psychic, I am a medium, I am sensitive, I am a healer, but I'm afraid to step out because of my family, my loved ones, my community, or what the people in the world say. You have to tune all of that out. If you have a calling from God, and yes, I'm saying God, source, angels, universe, whatever you want to call it, if you have a calling and you can do something that can be beneficial to humankind, where you can be of service to people, take the time to develop it. So number one, I said two things I'm telling you, those of you that are sensitive. Number one, tune out other people. And number two, get yourself a mentor, get into training. I spent 20 years of my life in development before I finally stopped going to classes and stuff. 20 years of my life. And I am grateful to every single one of those mentors, even the bad ones, because they teach you a lot of things about life, about your abilities, and about how important it is for you to show up in the world. So, shameless self plug. If anybody's looking for a mentor, I'm open. And I also have a 4-week online course coming up in October, starting Sunday, October 20th. It's called the Tarot Foundations course. So, if anybody wants to learn how to read tarot, so you can read for yourself or you can read for your loved ones, check out my course. You can check it out from my website, which is thelotusandthelight.com. Just check us out. It's on there. You can RSVP right from there. And, as we get closer to October, I will start hitting you up with emails about, what to buy and what to get ready for. You just need to buy a tarot deck. I prefer you to buy the tarot deck I have, but you don't have to, it would just make it easier if you did use the tarot deck that I have. All right. I'm going to open it up now for me to do readings. Sweet honey, are you in here? I'm going to be doing a reading for you first because you were the first person to send me a gift. And let's see thank you so much for my 1K gift. Anybody in here, you want to send a 1K gift, you will also get a reading. Let's see what general messages your spirit guides have for you. All right, we got some cards that flew out. Are you in a relationship or are you single? Interesting. The reason why I ask is because the very first card that flipped, married. I love this. Let me tell you, you are married to your soulmate. Okay. 2 of water, 2 of cups. That's my soulmate card. This is a very, very good relationship because it tells me about these 2 people that you guys both have the same values. And even if you go through a rough patch, as you will, because nobody in a relationship long term is going to say, oh, it's just been all peaches and honey. Nobody ever says that. Like there's rough times and then you make it through. And with the 2 of water card, this tells me that even if you guys have rough patches, you can rest assured that your person is very invested in the relationship as you are, and they want to work it out. So I don't know if you guys are going through a rough patch now or if it's coming up, but the idea of this card is you can rest and relax that this person loves you as much as you love them. It's a soulmate connection, and they're very willing to work on the relationship to make sure that it sees it through. Now, the second card you got is King of Air. This is for you to be mindful of your thoughts, because I feel sometimes with people, we can kind of like allow, fearful thoughts to come in. And that's just the play of the matrix, right? Is you're doing well in life. And then here we're going to start sending you some doubt, some fear, some insecurity, some anxiety, some worry, right? Whether it's about yourself and who you are, how you show up, or whether it's about your relationships, or whether it's about your job or your money. The matrix is set up. It's designed to keep tricking you, to keep making you feel less than. So this is a message from your spirit guides. Do not buy it. Don't believe the hype. It's a sequel. Speak your mind with confidence. Go after what you want to go after, right? Because you have all that it takes to move through whatever situations you're currently facing. All right? Don't believe that energy of worry, anxiety, fear. Don't believe it. rise above it. And if you need help rising above it, then of course, get yourself with a healer or a therapist or a counselor or a life coach. Get somebody who's been there or who understands what it's like to be there and then to rise above it, because you do have a lot going for you. Your last card is Six of Water. This is a card about children. So either you have children and your spirit guides are saying, some issues are coming up for you to deal with concerning them, or it can be about your childhood, where you might be having issues coming up from your childhood to be addressed and to be looked at. When I get this card, I like to think about people taking a stroll down memory lane, right? And that happens for a reason, by the way, guys. If you start thinking about somebody from your past, most people misinterpret that and say, oh, this is a sign for me to get back together with them. It doesn't matter that we dated 2 years ago. That's not the case. No, when you start thinking about people from your past, the idea there is for you to heal from it and to let it go. People on this planet, the biggest thing that's holding you back is your attachment to your past. Let things go. Be okay with the past, staying in the past, and trust that your future is going to bring you better experiences. Okay. So there might be something, honey, that you are holding on to from the past that needs to be released. You may have children, and spirit guides are saying it's time to pay attention to your children more, because, they may be going through something and need your energy. Or it could just mean that you might have been having memories from the past coming up, and spirit guides are saying, don't take it too seriously. Allow it to flow through you, because this is some healing happening about it. I dream people from my past, and when I wake up in the morning, I have no desire to reach out to them. It's just it's like, to me, it's a way of the universe saying, we're healing you. And we're letting you know that this is from the past coming up to be healed, so that your future connections with future new people will be stronger and you wouldn't have this tainted energy from your past. That's the way I read it. You know what I'm saying? So everybody interprets things differently. But that is it. That I've come to the end of my talk. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, please feel free to hit that like button on me and drop a comment. I really, really appreciate when you guys let me know how you feel about these situations that I talk about. And again, if you want to, I'll leave this on for a while. If anybody wants to follow up with me about this upcoming course that I have in October, the Tarot Foundations course. This is the link, bit.ly/Tarot Foundations 1024, or easier said than done. Just go to my website, www.thelotusandthelight.com, and then you can find the link there to find out more about that upcoming course. All right. Thank you guys so much. And I will be back next week, Thursday at 12 p.m. with our last suit in the minor arcana, which is the swords. That is about your mental energy. So we definitely want to get into that. Bye, guys.